Welcome back everyone, my name is Steven Rodriguez, I'm a true champion, and in today's video I'm bringing y'all my very special green Rosemon Control deck for the Digimon TCG Set 1.0 format. Alright guys, let's get started. Yes, you guys have been hearing me talk non-stop about how much I love Rosemon Control in the Digimon TCG, and I finally have a list ironed out that I think is worthy of presenting to you guys and going, look, really cool deck, give it a try for yourselves. And you guys know how much I love giving you guys quote-unquote obscure deck lists for the Digimon TCG, because compared to Omnimon and Purple, no one is talking about Rosemon, but I feel like they should be, because Rosemon's actually a super cool card that, if you ever stick to and play, can really halt what it is your opponent is trying to do. I will say there is some bad news I gotta give you guys when it comes to the Rosemon Control deck, and it has to do with a ruling on how Rosemon works, but I'll talk more about that once we actually get to the deck profile. If you guys are excited for the continuation of some awesome Digimon content here in the channel, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. I think something like 70-ish% of you guys that actually watch these videos aren't subscribed, so just know that I do post videos about the Digimon TCG every single week, along with all kinds of other TCG and anime related content, so if that kind of stuff interests you, just know subscribing is always an option. And leave me a comment down below recommending the next Digimon video I should put out for you guys. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop over to Tabletop Simulator and check out my super awesome green Rosemon Control deck for the Digimon TCG. Alright boys and girls, here we are in Tabletop Simulator, my go-to place for playing the Digimon TCG Online, link down below in case you want to play for yourselves. Now first things first, as always when it comes to deck profiles here on the channel, we are starting off with the Digi-Egg/Digitama, and we are playing a full 5 in 3 Tainomon and 2 Freemon. These, as you guys know, are my go-to eggs to play in green right now. Tainomon is just a super awesome generic plus 1000 DP for when you attack using your Digimon on the turn you Digivolve. Really nice for making our big dudes already bigger. And Freemon is like the ultimate form of DP gain in an egg form. Your turn, if your opponent has 2 or more rested Digimon, this Digimon gets power plus 2000. This, in the right circumstance, could allow some of our Digimon to actually swing over Omnimons and really anything else in the game that exists. This will be really important when it comes to actually the control part of this deck, so keep an eye out. Moving on to our level 3s, we're playing a full 14, kind of the go-to number right now for me in most decks. We are playing 4 Agumon, 4 Tentomon, 2 Mushroommon, and 4 copies of Goblimon. There are 4 copies here, they're just hiding. There we go. First things first, we have Agumon, generic, plus 1000 DP. It's busted in red, why wouldn't it be busted in green as well? Up next we have Tentomon, when attacking, inheritable, rest one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. This can be super cool if you combo with a card like Lilymon, as well as potentially your Flower Cannons, and of course Rosemon in the late game. We have 2 copies of Mushroommon and 4 copies of Goblimon as our vanillas. This one is a 3000 DP one. In case you guys don't know, Mushroommon is 4000 DP, and it is a 1-cost evolution, which does suck, but the main value that we get out of this card is being able to just hard play it from hand, and hopefully use it to actually swing in / kamikaze with other 4000 DP or less Digimon, which a lot of level 4s actually are. Being able to trade level 3 for level 4 is pretty good in my book. Moving on from our 14 level 3s, we have 12 level 4s, kind of the best level 4s in green right now, in 4 Kabuterimon, 4 Vegiemon, and 4 Woodmon, the blocker for green. Kabuterimon is going to be your awesome power gainer for this deck. Your turn, for every one of your opponent's rested Digimon, get power plus 1000. The ultimate god-like power gain combo of like Freemon plus Agumon plus Kabuterimon plus 2 rested Digimon on your opponent's board gives you what? 2, 3, 5. It gives you plus 5000 power at the very least if everyone has 2 rested dudes, which if you combo with a card like, I don't know, Tainomon, who has 12,000 base, can make him super thick, and that's super awesome. Up next we have 4 copies of Vegiemon. Talk about power creep. I mean, every other 1-drop 6000 DP vanilla is a 6-cost and Vegiemon is a 4-cost. If your opponent ever has a memory tamer in play, being able to drop this, still give them 3 and build your board by just hard playing this is honestly super cool, and just being a really powerful generic 1-drop is really nice for Digivolution cost. And of course, for Woodmon, gotta have blockers. This is our only way to really protect ourselves besides the wombo of Flower Cannon in the security. If you wanted to, you maybe could cut like one Woodmon plus one Vegemon to play like 2 copies of Togemon to get some extra level 5/level 6 dig through your deck, but I found that Togemon really isn't needed given how consistent we've built our deck. Moving on to our level 5s, we're playing kind of a lot of level 5s honestly for a green deck. We're playing 4 copies of Lilymon, 3 copies of Akuamon, and 2 copies of Cherrymon. First things first, the 2 Cherrymon in conjunction with the 4 Woodmon is going to be to protect our Rosemon at all costs. That's another reason why blockers are really important. I'll get to more about that in a bit, but just know that blockers are really important. That's why we're playing a full 6 in both the level 4 and level 5 spots. Moving on to our other level 5s, the inheritable skills that make the world go round. We have 3 Akuamon for gaining memory / extending our plays by attacking into our opponent's Digimon, which again is our main source of control in this deck. And then we have Lilymon, when attacking, rest one of your opponent's Digimon without blocker. This is a really nice way to sort of force your opponent into a state where even if they're leaving their dude stood during your turn, you can still swing into them, which is super cool. If you ever have like Akuamon plus Lilymon underneath like 2 Titamons, you can clear out pretty much whatever you want to on your opponent's board, which is super cool, and gain memory in the process. Moving on to level 6s, our bread and butter of the deck. This is quote-unquote the ramp deck of the Digimon TCG, and these are the cards we're trying to ramp into. We're playing 3 copies of Titamon, 3 copies of Rosemon, and 2 copies of Puppetmon. Really quick, this card, you never want to Digivolve into it, is simply here for a super awesome hard play. Being able to combo him with what Rosemon can do during your opponent's turn is actually super sick. You can keep their entire board rested or suspended, and then just go in for game / clear their entire board, which is really cool. Titamon is going to be the main beat stick of this deck. Being 12,000 by himself plus all the potential power gainers we have in this deck means he can swing over almost anything. If your opponent ever leaves something rested during your turn, you're going to swing into it with this card and get a really good trade. And if they have nothing rested, you just swing at their security and chances are you're not going to die because you're so beefy. And finally, Rosemon, the card the deck is named after. Really neat card. Effect, opponent's turn. When one of your opponent's Digimon attacks the player or security, that's you essentially. If this Digimon is at rest one of your opponent's Digimon / suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Same effect, just different wording. The idea with this card is essentially that if you ever get 2 of these in play, or even 1 really, you make it to where if your opponent ever wants to attack you and deal you damage, they have to sacrifice the rest of their aggression for the turn, or risk being attacked into essentially by all of your cards on the next turn. Now, the part that I was kind of talking about earlier where like the ruling of this card makes it a bit hard is that the official English ruling for Rosemon is that the turn player gets to decide which Digimon gets rested. Therefore, if it's your opponent's turn and they're attacking you, they get to decide what Digimon gets rested, and so they can easily counter what this card can do by just calling like a 2-drop vanilla from their hand and declaring it as the rest target once they swing. So that kind of sucks a little bit, but if you ever get the fortunate board of like 2 Rosemons in play, chances are they can't play that many cards in their hand to sort of cancel out your effects, and you can still swing back at them on the crackback. So while it doesn't completely nerf this card, it does make it a bit awkward. Hopefully that ruling gets changed in the future. It'll really give some nice needed life into this deck if that's the case, but for now, I'm going to play as if the English ruling is what's in effect and not the Japanese ruling. I'll leave a link down below to the CRD for the Digimon TCG in case you guys want to refresh yourselves on any rulings in this game. And that's it for our Digimon line. Let's go ahead and move on to the option cards and tamer cards. We are playing, of course, for Flower Cannon, just the best option card in green right now. Generic rest a Digimon. It can be good for resting blockers and going in for games, / just resting a problem card and swinging at it with a card like Titamon or even Rosemon, which is super cool. And security effect, rest all your opponent's Digimon without blocker, can literally save you games. It's honestly broken. And my favorite part of this deck, the tamer cards. We are playing 3 copies of Izzy Azumi. I cannot believe how broken this card is in general, let alone in this deck. All right, in case you guys don't know, Izzy is a 2-cost tamer, security effect, play, when checked, whatever. Main, if you have a level 5 or more green Digimon in play, by resting this card, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a Digimon, add it to your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck. Izzy is so busted in this deck because as you can see, we're only playing 7 non-Digimon cards. So Izzy, 90% of the time, may as well read draw +1. Which is just ridiculous in a deck like this, because the main bad part about a ramp style strategy is that you don't really add to your hand. All you're doing is constantly cycling and digging for other cards. So against really hard removal type decks like red, yellow, or even purple, it's hard for you to keep up advantage. Izzy is going to be your best friend in those types of situations, and it's better in my opinion than a card like Mimi for this deck, because this deck is a Rosemon Control deck, so it's not really focused on just accelerating things and play and getting massive beatdown potential like a deck that uses Mimi would do. But there you guys go. That is my current Rosemon Control deck list for the Digimon TCG. If you guys have any lingering questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I do go live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I spend a lot of time in just chatting, and let's face it guys, I love this game, I love talking about it, so come stop by, hang out, we can have a discussion, and hopefully I can answer your questions live and in person. Links to my Twitch down below, as always. And with all that being said, now that we know what cards go in this deck, let's see what it can do. Alright boys and girls, here we are for a game against Levy from the Discord server. I am playing my Rosemon Control deck. Not sure what he's playing. He has won the die roll and is going first. Let's see what happens. Okay, he's starting off his turn. He hasn't hatched yet, which is interesting. Maybe he's just like assessing his hand, figuring out the best course of action here for moves. And there we see the hatch, and there we see an Upamon. We're seeing 5 eggs, so probably gonna be just some kind of standard blue deck, I would assume it. Oh no siree, there is the Mushroomon. That is a rookie rush deck, boys and girls. Oh boy, we are playing control. We are not super excited about this, but we're not like terrified either. We can do some pretty cool things. I think stalling him as much as possible from doing broken stuff is what we want to do. I will go ahead and evolve into a veg to end my turn and pass it back to him. Luckily, we do have the Tentomon on lock, so even if stuff starts coming out and doesn't die to my security checks, I'll be able to rest it and then hopefully swing back into it with my boys. Green's pretty good at getting units out there. No blockers in my hand yet, which is kind of scary. But I do play 6 in this deck though, so hopefully we can see plenty in the late game. There we see the Mushroomon, that's 6-4, he is dead. Always nice to see those things going away. He does have the blue, and we just see a red Beelze. Okay, so he's playing like a couple combinations of colors here, which is interesting. There we see my Mushroomon. I will go ahead, swing, that gets rested, and I will go ahead and swing in for the 6. And it's 3, so we are safe. That is a 3 on the Beelze, but I will just go ahead and play this to draw a card. And then I will swing at it to kill the Beelze. And then giving him 2 is kind of a lot, but it's better than nothing. And I'll go ahead and play a Mushroomon of my own, try and do the same board rush thing as he is. However, I am playing around Volcanic Dramon. We're seeing the red, so he's probably playing some kind of red engine, like maybe a way to kill blockers or something. I don't know. We'll find out together. Oh, if he's playing Terra Force in this or Gaia Force, that's gonna suck for me. But we'll find out together what happens. Having this Tentomon on access is pretty nice for slowing him down in the early game. He can't just like bum rush a bunch of dudes, which is pretty cool. Let's see what to go for. He will swing. He will get the Upamon proc because of my Mushroomon, which is hilarious. I have to tell him to do that first. Oh, hey, there we go. He did it. Sick. Okay. Reveal. Woodmon. That's dead. Cool. Just less dudes I got to worry about in the early game. I will get in there for some pretty good attacks here, which is gonna be super sick. I don't think he's playing any champions, it looks like, in this list, because he's playing all the different colors of rookies. So I'm pretty sure Vegemon is pretty safe. There we see a Gaburi. Okay. And then what else are we gonna see from him? He'll probably give us at least 2 memory this turn. So that's pretty cool, I guess, because he's not playing any champions. And there we see a Monodramon. Okay, yeah, definitely just a tri-color rookie rush here. Okay, there we see the Rosemon. Not the most needed right now, but we'll probably get some value out of it pretty soon here. I'll go ahead and draw. There's the Lilymon. Is there a thing I can do with this? I could, in theory. No, there's not. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and swing here. I'll rest this. Thanks to Tentomon, and then we reveal a Gaburimon. Cool. I'll go ahead and swing Mushroom into this. I'll go ahead, evolve Lily, draw a card, and I'll go ahead. I see no reason not to swing in. Yeah, I'll swing in for the 6 here. Pretty sure Lily's safe. Yep, elect, that's easy, and then we'll just go ahead and evolve for a veg. We will have game on board next turn if we don't see any flower cannon shenanigans into security. We're beating a rookie rush deck at its own game. Not actually the best way to show off a Rosemon Control list, but you know what? A win's a win, and you are seeing the deck sort of function against this popular matchup. So, you know, here we are. Let's see if he makes the mistake and doesn't hatch this turn. Oh, he made the mistake, boys and girls. Didn't hatch. No blue options for you, homie. No blue options for you. Yeah, Tentomon is 2k, not 3k, so Monodramon is safe. Big sad on my part, but it's alright. He forgot to hatch, so even if he has Vulcan's Hammer in his hand, he can't play it. The reason why I got rid of Gaburimon, by the way, was so I could play around him having Flower Cannon in hand. And then we see just another Beelze. I think these red cards are gonna be his downfall, boys and girls. I'll go ahead, draw for turn, bring up the lads. I'm gonna swing with this to rest this. Maybe I should have attacked the thing into this. Yeah, so I'm going to play around Flower Cannon here by swinging at this. Just because I'm a little afraid of Flower Cannon coming out here. I'll swing at that, and there we see the Gaburiamon, and there is the GG. Sick. We beat a Rush deck at their own game. Feels pretty good. Alrighty, boys and girls, here we are for the second game. I'm actually fighting someone else with the name of Nesquik. The Rookie Rush player had to go. No big deal. He just won the die roll and is going first, and oh, he is rushing it. All right, good luck, have fun, we're going to say. And then I'm not actually able to draw my cards. There we go. Okay, so that's my opening hand. He has revealed he's playing purple with the Pagumon reveal. Let's see how this goes. There we go, YouTube, perfect. All right, good games. Let's see what we can do here. Purple, not usually the best matchup for green because of the amount of removal they have. They can get rid of our level 5s pretty easily. Shut off our Izzy's, no bueno. And there we see the Tsukaimon. That's interesting. Not seeing that in a lot of purple decks right now because while the plus memory is nice for extending plays, it's not really needed in most scenarios. Okay, so here we go. I actually have a really awesome opening turn here. I can go... Oh, that's actually tempting now. No, I'll go for the Tenomon and I'll save the Agumon for later. I'll go for this. I'm going to evolve into Kabuterimon, give him 1, and I'll end my turn by playing the god himself, Mr. Izzy, passing it back to my opponent. Boom! Next turn, I'll be able to proc Izzy. If my opponent gives me at least 2 memory, boys and girls, I can show you the power of Izzy, which is honestly super cool. I could have played the Gaburiamon for turn, but I didn't feel like it was necessary. Oops, let me go ahead and get that nice little view for you guys. There we go. Okay, make sure my fingers are on the right buttons. I always press the wrong thing every now and then. So there we see Devimon with a Tsukai, so he might swing in with that, try and get the extra memory. On the off chance he doesn't die, though, he is kind of leaving himself open. I probably won't trade, though, my thing for his thing, so let's see what happens here. He mills a Imp, and his Duda is dead, so he will get the plus memory thanks to Tsukaimon. Super cool. This might mean he could choke us, which means I won't be able to actually go up to Ultimate, but it also might mean, depending on when he plays here, yep, so close, could have gone up to Ultimate, so I need to play around. I may want to use Izzy, right? And I think Izzy would be super valuable, but I need to play around the potential of, whatchamacallit, Chimeramon. So I'm just going to hard play this Mushroomon and pass the turn. I would have loved to have gone Lilymon pass, give him 1, but if he just goes, boom, Chimeramon, I get severely punished, and I cannot leave myself open like that. If he does play the Chimeramon here, I will be able to respond by using Izzy and get some plussing in hand and start the engine of my deck, so no big deal. A turn behind is fine. He's going to swing with the Immon, okay, and we reveal a Veggie. That Immon is gone. He gets to mill 3. Let's see what he mills here. There we see a Gabu, another Tsukai, and a Millenniumon. Okay, so he's revealing Millenniumon. This might be like his take on like Millenniumon Turbo, maybe. Could be what this is. So he's trying to turbo the Immons to get 11 in the drops. That way he can use Beelzemon, I think is what's happening here. So I'm going to actually try and play around this by swinging at his security and resting this Immon. I'm only swinging for 5, so it's not very weak, but hey, we get to live. That feels really good. I'm not going to swing at this Impy Boy. And then he's going to mill 3, and now I feel perfectly safe in evolving into this. Actually, I'll evolve into Agumon this time. I'll be a smart boy. And whoa, that card was flying. TTS is acting up. And then I'll go ahead and evolve into Lilymon for turn, give him 1. I'm protected from Trump Sword, and I'm also protected from Chimeramon, because he cannot play a card per turn and also play Chimeramon with only 1 memory. Izzy is gonna activate, boys and girls, and I am very happy about this. I know you're like, Steven, why do you care about Izzy so much? It's not necessarily I care about Izzy, but playing for Izzy allows me to also play around whatever it is he can do to control my board, which I feel like is very important. Also, this turns off his Beelzemon play, by the way. Speaking of Beelzemon, there's 1 in here now. He's gonna hard play the Matashita for the turn. Ooh, boys and girls, we can do something pretty savage here. He didn't call anything. He didn't even evolve his Yaman, so we're looking pretty good here in terms of the driver's seat of this game. 3 memory is actually really perfect too, because it means I can evolve into Rosemon and attack with it, which is pretty cool. First things first, I'm gonna activate Izzy. Reveal the top card. Oh, come on! What are the... there's 7 of these in the deck. 6 now with this Izzy already out here. And I get the proc of the Flower Cannon. That's stupid. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and evolve into Rosemon. The Queen is here. I'll go ahead and draw that card. I'll swing in for the 11. Most things in his deck can hit over this. Regrettably, no power-ups as of yet, but she is rested. She's good to go. There's the Impy Boy. I will go ahead and evolve for a... yeah, it's the best play still. I don't like not maximizing my memory there, but it's still the best play to go for that Kabuterimon. So here we are. So we know he went for the Night Raid last turn. I think he's gonna go like Night Raid, Impmon, Beelzemon. That's why I was like hesitant to go for the Kabuterimon play, but you know what? It's fine. If he wants to do it, let him do it. Yep, so here's the Night Raid. Are we going to see Night Raid plus Beelzemon? Yep, that's exactly what's happening here. I'm not too excited about this because I don't really have a good response to this. Unless I draw a Flower Cannon, believe it or not. So that Izzy actually hurt me more than helped me. Izzy, you are not showing off your power in this deck. That is hurtful, but we top it the Flower Cannon anyway. The card is busted. Everything's fine. Izzy, I'm sorry I blamed you. That's on me, Izzy, not you. All right, I'll draw for that. I'll activate Izzy. I'll reveal. There's the Akuamon broken. I'll activate Flower Cannon. I will rest this. I will swing Rosemon into this. We are 12. We do not die. Thank you, Kabuterimon, for being an awesome card. I will then end my turn with some value, potentially. Yes, I will go ahead and go Kabuterimon down here. I will go ahead and draw. And then I will go ahead and go Akuamon over here, which could lead us to do some pretty cool plays on our next turn. We are currently in the controlling sea here, boys and girls. He is not able to keep a card on board. Eventually, thanks to our Izzies and our low-cost cards, I'll be able to start flooding here and getting a good board to go in for game. He only has 3 security. And there we see the Piedmon, boys and girls. He's saying, I've had it, Steven. I'm dropping the boy. Let's see what you can do. Can you respond to this? Piedmon, really good card for checkmating your opponent, but also a really good card for catching up like he's trying to do here, but it doesn't get any blockers with it. And I can do quite a lot here, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and swing at security, resting this thanks to Lilymon's effect, also resting this thanks to Tentomon's effect. Cool, I'm 13, didn't matter anyway. I'll go ahead and swing into this Devimon. They will crash each other. I will then go ahead and I could evolve into Rosemon again, which doesn't feel bad, but I don't have a blocker in my hand to play around the retaliation from his Piedmon next turn, which kind of sucks. But it's okay. I think clearing his board feels really valuable, and if he wants to, you know, lose the value, then he does. Ooh, Flower Cannon. No, not worth. Well, I could in theory play, I could just win the game here and go like Goblinmon plus Puppetmon, but that opens him up to play another Puppetmon during his turn and control my board. I think trying to get rid of his memory is the best course of action here. So I'm going to swing into this. I'll get another memory thanks to Akuamon on the proc, which is super cool. We have double Rosemon set up, so if he ever attacks security, 2 of his things get rested. Pretty sick if you ask me. And let's see, I have 7 memory to work with, so I can go 3, 4, 6, and then I could play something else this turn. Maybe if we're going Puppetmon, if I just give him 10 seems really good. I mean, like, what does he play, right? Yeah, I think that's what we do here. Do I give him 9 then? Is 9 different than 10? I don't think so. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go for you. I'm gonna go, oh, he could play Chimeramon. Okay, I'll go a bit wider then. I'll go a bit wider, that seems fine. All right, I'll go for the Kabuterimon. Ooh, there's the Cherrymon, the blocker that I wanted. Okay, well now I can play more conservative. Awesome. Just what the doctor asked for. Oh, I haven't used Izzy yet this turn. Busted, okay. And then to end off, I'm just gonna play down a Veg, because that's 4, gives him 3 thanks to the mat, passing the turn. I have the blocker to protect my Rosemons, and if he ever attacks my thing without calling anything else, boom, stuff gets rested and becomes useless. Really awesome. The Rosemon control deck is working at its finest. A card I've been considering putting in this deck, because it combos really nicely with Lilymon plus Rosemon, is Dimension Scissor, because you could essentially clear your opponent's board after you rest everything, and then rest more things on the next turn, which is pretty cool. But for now, I feel like going for maximum consistency with the strategy is the best course of action. Like you've seen, I'm able to rest everything whenever I want to, which is pretty awesome. But let's see what he goes for. The second he targets my Rosemon, I am Cherrymon blocking that dude. I do not care. I still have 3 attacks in play as well to go in for game the following turn, so it doesn't even matter unless we see a Trump Sword. So I might just like take it too, to be honest with you, but I want to maximize my Rosemon potential if possible. Here we see the rest. Where's he gonna go? That's sec. I am more than happy to take that damage. You let me keep 4 dudes in play to go in for game on the next turn, I'm more than happy to do that. And there we see a playing of the Devimon. Does he not realize that I have 4 attacks and he has 2 security? Boys and girls, I think he's calling it quits. I think he's like, you know what, the Bays are just too powerful. We can't stop the Queen Rosemon, so why even try? Izzy? Oh, Izzy for an Izzy, you hate to see it. We've dug a lot of cards in our deck. It's pretty likely that all we have in there is Digimon plus other cards. So we're gonna go ahead and swing at security. This gets rested. I'm swinging for 15, I think. Cool, we're safe. I'll go ahead and swing here. I could have played around a Trump Sword there, but it doesn't matter. And there we see the Matashita. We swing twice, and that is a GG. All right, boys and girls, here we are for the second game against Next Quick playing purple. He has decided to go first. Let's see what happens. This is our opening hand. It is pretty hot. I don't love that Puppetmon's the only Mega we have, but we can probably draw some more given how much cycle we have. There we see the Tapermon on the Pogumon. Let's see what he does after that. He drew his card. Let's see what he goes for here. Purple in the early game is always interesting. It's either do you evolve, give them 2, or do you hard play, give them 3. What's really the difference? And he's gonna hard play, give us 5. Holy crapola. We can do a lot with that. Ooh, and there's the Rosemon. That's lovely to see. I think I can go all the way up to that right now. 1, 3, 6. Oh, and only give him 1 memory for the turn. Boys and girls, that feels pretty good. But let's see what else we draw first. Just kind of feel it out here. I could end my turn. I think ending turn with Rosemon, is that like bad or good? I'm trying to think here. I'll have a double rest on things that aren't blockers when I swing. That doesn't really matter unless I have other cards in play. I want to respond better. I don't have any champions though, so hard playing this Tennomon feels kind of pointless. Yeah, I think going for Rosemon, just turbo is the best way to go. We choke him and we just get up to our girl. And keeping the Tennomon for the potential draw on the next turn feels really good. I do have a Flower Cannon in my hand, which is kind of huge. This will let me actually control his board a bit. We mill a Millenniumon, and I reveal that. Capitariumon will kill that. Super cool. So on the next turn, if it gives me at least 2 memory, I can rest that blocker with Flower Cannon, swing into it, and then rest whatever else is in play. Now, not that that matters. And then Rosemon is going, so we can rest whatever he plays and just start controlling his board that way. And there we see the hard play of the Godmon. He did give us 2 memory, folks, so I will be able to get in there. And oh, we top deck Izzy. Izzy feels too good to pass up here, honestly. I'm trying to think here. I think, oh, no, yeah, Izzy's too good to pass up. My hand's dead, so I'll go ahead and play Izzy, activate his effect, reveal, Woodmon, perfect. That'll be good for later. I don't really have a play this turn, though. Had I drawn like a Gaburimon, that would have been super cool. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and swing. This will get rested. Volcanotron, we're good. I think, yeah, so I either hard play Woodmon here or I just play Tento. The problem that I have is that if I give him at least 2 memory, he can put a Vengeance guy in play, which means I have to play a blocker down simply to protect Rosemon. I don't love doing it, but it's the best play that I have. Plus, he hard play a blocker. It's only fair that I hard play one as well. So here we are. Also, he revealed that he's playing Volcanotron, by the way, which is a pretty hot tech in purple. I love playing tech cards of this in value purple decks, so I definitely agree. My favorite personally is Magnadramon because I think you beat Rookie Rush anyway, but Volcanotramon's a nice card as well, especially against purple mirrors. And there we see the Devimon. Okay, boys and girls, I'm glad I put Woodmon in play. The goal, the name of the game is to protect the Rosemon, always, and I'm glad that I did. He's gonna target Rosemon, I imagine. Boom. Instant block. Quickest block in the game, boys and girls. Quickest block I've ever done. Again, we are without champion, but maybe Izzy can save us because he's so busted. But let's see what happens here. If he gives us, again, at least 2 memory, I can kill his blocker if I need to. Trump Sword, oh no, sorry, he's discarding with Gabumon. I was like, you can't activate Trump Sword, I'm rested. No, he's discarding with Gabumon's effect. No worries, we're chill. We are chill. There we see the Night Raid, cool. I'm imagining Gabumon or Tapermon's coming back out. Yep. I would have loved to have had the second unit in play, but you know, here we are. Only giving me 1 memory for the turn. I'm not too in love with that, but you know what? It's okay. I will attempt to draw here. There we go. Okay. Come on, TTS. Don't be finicky. Ooh, that's a good draw, actually. All right, I'll go ahead. Hatch, evolve, rest, reveal, boom, Agumon. Doesn't really matter too much here. I'm just gonna go ahead and swing, rest both these. Go ahead. Like, this is where having other units in play would have been absolutely busted, but, you know, here we are. I think going for... Ooh, boys and girls, we're just, like, hard play Puppet here. Is that, like, super aggressive? What does he do? He has the Gabumon in the back. If he didn't have that Gabumon in the back, I totally would have just dropped Puppetmon and been like, your whole board's rested. But let's think here. If I play Puppetmon, he comes up, he has 10 memory to work with. That's, like, so much. I can't protect the... okay. So I have to give him more than 2. I could in theory end my turn with Flower Cannon here, only give him 1, and then he can't play a Vengeance dude to go after my Rosemon, and Rosemon can rest his dudes and halt some of the aggression we're gonna face. So while I may not want to just hard play this Flower Cannon to end my turn, it might be my best move. So I will go ahead and actually do that. I'll rest this, and I will simply pass. This is the best move, because I have Rosemon to stop all the aggression, and this will play around him having Vengeance or Retaliation during his turn, and nothing else during his turn can actually kill my Rosemon. He has no Imon stuff, so we're fine. He's gonna swing Rose effect, who gets rested. He's reading Rosemon. That's a good sign. He is resting the Digimon. Okay, I will reveal. It is that. Your dude is safe. Cool. And it's every time. It's not once per turn. So every time he attacks, I'll have to rest something. So it really does halt this kind of aggression. And next turn, I'll have 2 units in play, and I can start controlling boards. So I'll be able to get back in the swing of things and start hopefully owning this board. Is going to be my goal. But let's see what he goes for here. Yeah, he's realizing, oh, if I attack again, my whole board gets rested, huh? And we're just going to see a hard play of the Gabumon. Okay. That's pretty interesting. I'll go ahead and draw for turn. I'll go ahead and promote. I'll go ahead and activate Izzy, reveal, add Gaburimon to hand. I will go ahead, let's see. Let's go ahead and who's gonna be like the most important? I feel like I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna swing at this. These 2 will get rested. Yeah, swing at that. I'll go ahead and whoa. Grabbing the wrong thing. There we go. I'll go ahead and evolve into Veg. Draw a card. Veg will swing at this. It's currently 7-2, so if he blocks it, I kill his Vilemon, which I'm cool with. He's realizing that. That's awesome. And I think we will simply end the turn with a Gaburimon, again denying the vengeance and preserving my Rosemon, which again will halt any aggression. He can only get 1 attack this turn unless he wants to attack with his blocker. He sadly again doesn't get to pick what gets rested. I wish I could do like rest your blocker and then swing at it next turn, but no, I do not as of the current English ruling. Hopefully that changes to the actual Japanese ruling where I get to pick what gets rested, but for now I do not, and I will play that way because that's what it says in the CRD. Link down below in case you want to look at it for yourselves. Alright, so we evolved Tsukaimon. What was his dude? Pagumon? Okay. He's like, okay, do I go in here and just risk losing my entire board to my 3 attacks, or what do you do? This is an interesting situation that Rosemon puts him in. Sure, he could deal 1 damage, but doesn't matter that much. I don't think so. The dig might be nice, though. He might want the dig, per se, so let's see what happens here. And he's going for Heat Viper. Okay, that's actually an interesting position. So he's going to kill both of our dudes, give us 4 memory, which is a lot to work with in a green deck at this point, so we're looking pretty. I'll be able to just get in there for some good damage too, so I'm not sure how excited he is about this. We revealed the Flower Cannon. I'm always interested, like, do you Izzy first or do you Digivolve first? I'm not sure. I feel like Izzy's always the correct thing to do before you Digivolve, but right there, had I Digivolve first, I would have actually... Oh, nope, didn't matter. 2 non-Digimon cards in a row. Sucks to see that as playing an Izzy, but I'll go ahead and swing at security here. This will only be for 11 though, so we do risk dying. Oh, and there it is, boys and girls. The death of 11, that is not good. I think this is okay though, and I'll tell you why. I'll go 2. I'll go 1. Yep. I'll draw. And then I will simply, oh gosh, do I really give him that much Chimeramon value? Like, honestly. It's only really scary if I don't draw another champion. That's the only time it's actually really scary, is if I don't draw another champion. But here we go. Have the Chimeramon, right? Boys and girls, this is a very scary position. And there's the champion. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so we can play around Chimeramon now, thanks to the Flower Cannon plus Ultimate and Mega, so that's great. And we can protect ourselves a little bit. Plus, we're, winning the damage race here too, which is super cool. And that was a very unlucky Beelzemon check. On the 1 turn, we weren't 13,000 power with our Rosemon. You hate to see it, but here we are. That Rosemon didn't have a Complementarian, right? It was Vegemon. Yep. If only it had Complementarian under there. If only. And yep, there's the Chimeramon. Checks out. Who does he kill? He's killing that. Interesting. But we do have a whole world of memory to work with now, which is super cool. We go right back up. Go to 5, draw. We go right back up, go to 3, draw. We could here, if we wished, rested and swung, but then what do I do in response to, okay. I'm going to rest this, activate this effect first, add this to hand, swing 8. I'm currently 8, well actually I'm 9, technically. And does he let me do that, or does he block? He actually lets me do that. Interesting. Okay. I could go wide here now. I don't want to play into Vengeance, though, so I could just evolve into Tidamon Pass. Evolve Tida Pass. What's the punish? I don't think there is one, so yeah, Evolve Tide Pass is definitely the move on my end, because he cannot Vengeance us. That's the name of the game, boys and girls, dodging Vengeance, or playing blockers to dodge Vengeance. So this is a really grindy game here, kind of what this deck is kind of designed to do here, just kind of grind it out, get more value than your opponent during your turn, and hopefully control the board, but I've been able to keep a dude on play this entire time, and there we see him going for a Vilemon. Interesting. Oops. Draw for turn. Jiminy crikey. Okay. Let's see if we get another rookie. We do not. Oh, all of our flower cans are going to the bottom of the deck. We hate to see it. We really do just hate to see it. I'm just going to go ahead and swing. I should Digivolve first. Yes, that way I can become 14 and play around a Millennium on the security. These last few turns are going to be very important. Wonderful. So I have a potentially just game-winning board here. Which is interesting. It feels wrong for me. I mean, he has the 2 blockers, so I gotta just remember that. And so I either just give him 1, and yeah, I feel like giving him 1 here is just the correct course of action. Or I could just play this mushroom. No, he'll just block it. Yeah. Like if he blocks, I want him to lose the dudes. So yeah, I'll pass it back to him now. I'm also at 3 security to his 2, so, to his 1 actually, so I'm much like in favor here of winning this race. I'm going to hit a reveal. Boom, that is dead. Awesome. Having just arrested 12,000 DP do when your opponent has no ultimates or megas in play in a purple matchup is just super valuable for you. And here we go, just playing the choking game. Sadly, this Vegemon is, well, actually, no, I'll be smart. I'll swing Titamon first, but yeah, I'll swing Titamon first, and I'll be smart here. Because then if he rests, he becomes 8k. So I'll go ahead, activate Izzy first, add this to hand. I'll go ahead and swing. This gets rested. He's revealing that. Okay, wonderful. I'll go ahead and swing at you. He will be 8 if he rests one of the blockers, which is super sick. So he either loses a blocker or dies, so he has to lose a blocker, essentially. Cool. I'm 8 now. Okay, so he's gonna try and win by going for some kind of Impmon value play. He's Tsukaimon, that's fine. He cannot play Beelzemon and play Millenniumon in the same turn. Therefore, as long as I, what's the punish? I don't think there's a punish. Well, no, the punish could be like instead of going for Beelzemon, what he could do is go 2-drop Devimon, swing into Titamon. But if I give him more than 4 memory, he can just do the thing. So I feel like the correct course of action is going to be to just evolve this duder. Yeah, evolve this into the most powerful guy that I got, which is going to be this. And that way, if he wants to go for a vengeance or a retaliation guy, he can, but he doesn't kill my board in the process. He loses his entire board in the process. So that's what we do. This plays around him going just for hard Beelzemon here, which is super like not valuable now, which if he doesn't, and also it's more likely that he has 1, 2, Devimon gone, it looks like. It's probably at least 3, depending on what his hand is. So, you know, like, this forces the Devimon, but, like, if he brought back the Impmon, I know he has Beelzemon, right? So I'm playing around what I know he has, and hopefully not playing into what he just happens to have. That makes sense. But let's see what happens here. He could just go, giving him 4 is the worst play, because then that gives him the ability to go Beelzemon and then Millenniumon, then just wipe my board, which is not smart, so we don't do that. But having 2 attacks puts him in a situation of either, okay, kill one of these dudes or lose. And if he kills one of these dudes, he'll lose his board in the process, which will give me the favor back, because I can just hatch Evolve for turn and have enough attacks to win the game. And there we see Piedmon. Okay, what if I have Flower Cannon? I'm very oh, dude, if I just have Flower Cannon, bro, but all of them are at the bottom of the deck. I know 2 are at the bottom of the deck, and I've seen 2, yeah, so I cannot draw any. Izzy, I love you, but you've costed me this game. Technically, I don't lose by any stretch of the imagination. He has to block 2 attacks, which is fine, I guess. And I also have a blocker here too, which is pretty cool. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and Izzy. Ooh, and I just drew a Puppet Mom, which is gonna be super good for us. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and evolve this, draw another card. I'll go ahead and swing at you. This will get rested. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and swing at you. Cool, that gets blown away as well. And is the answer just no? I don't just play Puppetmon. I go blocker, go to 8. I go to 6. Draw. If I play Puppet and he has Beelze, he kills blocker attacks 3 times, so we don't do that either. That's not the way we win. We win by playing enough blockers and not giving him enough memory, which I don't have any more blockers, it looks like. Do I not? No, I don't think so. So maybe I've misplayed here. I might have, because I didn't kill anything else. Well, I wouldn't have been able to kill anything else. And I can't rest anything else either. So, oh, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, Rosemon, I forgot what the deck is designed to do. We just throw her down here and then we're good. Because he won't have enough attacks to actually finish us off and then I'll have more board than he does. Okay, we're good. I'm not stupid, that's great. I will still try to choke him here. We have 7 cards left in our deck. How many blockers are even in there? Let's do some math. We have 2 out, probably 1 in here, so at least 1 probably. So let's see if we can't draw it. That'd be appreciated. I'll go ahead and just go for a veg down here, go to 2. Draw, there's the Woody Boy, perfection. And then we just go for a drop of this. And this way we can, when he swings with the Digimon, inevitably add our Rosemon to try and play around us. 2 blockers instead of 1, and now he still cannot play Beelzemon to kill one of them and still have attacks return. Puppetmon may have been nice, but it was not how we survive. This was how we survive, and probably clinched the game as well. So let's see what he goes for. I do give him another Piedmon turn, but my board is full now, so I can kill him if he does that. So let's see what happens. I think I've played around his play around, but we'll find out. My deck is getting dangerously low too, so I might stop using Izzy because I don't want to deck out in case this goes any longer, because purple can drag out matches even in this state of the game because they have so much removal and just powerful plays. So let's see what he goes for here. Oh, and he's just calling GG, boys and girls. Our board is too scary. Rosemon was like, oh, I guess I can't go for a game even if he has removal. He had the Heat Viper too. Not enough memory to use it though, but he had the Heat Viper too, which is pretty sick. GG's, my man. Rosemon Control getting in there, boys and girls. We beat a rush deck and value purple. Pretty good if you ask me. And boom, there you guys go. That does it for my Rosemon Control Green deck list for the Digimon TCG. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications so you know when my videos go live for you. And if you have any lingering questions, be sure to leave them down in the comments below. Or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I do go live every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I spend a lot of time in just chatting, and let's face it, guys, this game is awesome. I love talking about it. Come stop by, hang out. We can get a discussion going, and hopefully I can answer your questions live and in person. Links to my Twitch down below, as always. And with that being said, I've been your TrueChampionSteven. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well. And I will see you all next time. Peace.